The Many Lies of Cuffy Gatling, Volume 2. Attention, all lies is captured in his own words.
And
we gonna cut all this short, homie.
Okay.
They've been playing all them games for the longest, hiding and ducking. The agent testified that Demetrius Flannery was aware of the deal, and that Demetrius had one request, and that his name does not appear in any documents.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Who are they going to give up? And if, you know what I mean? If they were going to give up anybody, they were going to give up a source of supply or wherever. Where's the paperwork?
Well, here's the thing. I think we both know that there's two kind of snitches. There's two kind of cooperators. There's paperwork, and some are down low or on the, I guess, what do you call them? Off the books. Yes or no? But that is true.
There's no such thing really as off the books, because in order for you to be an informant, you have to be assigned up with a police department or a federal law enforcement agency or a district attorney's office or a federal prosecutor's office. There is a paper trail, but there are things that are, there are people that are protected who have cooperation agreements, but at sentencing, they get credit for their cooperation. So did Meech and all get a 20-year sentence and then all of a sudden had 5 years taken off? I don't think it's
cooperated inside and gave up information, which
you would see you would see it though. You would see the reduction in the sentence. You know what I mean? There would be something like, there's a thing called a Rule 35, and that's a post-conviction cooperation agreement. And what can happen is, and I did a Rule 35 once, where a guy who we had in jail said, hey, listen, I know where this guy who murdered somebody is. He's hiding in the DR, and here he is. So sure enough, we got him out of the DR. Then he was like, hey, I know it is 100 kilos. It's in this house in Queens, and these guys are going to show up on a Saturday to take it out. And we intercepted that load. So we went to the judge and said, he got a cooperation agreement, and you sentenced him to 15 years in jail. He just gave us this. Can you do anything for him? And the judge took like 10 years off his sentence. So if he got a Rule 35, you would know about it. There's a court hearing. You can't hide stuff like that. There's no super secret court that hides that stuff. Like, if you get a reduction, it's going to show. You know what I mean? So
this was Special Agent Keith Cromer's testimony. CS1 testified, Tammy Cowins, that Demetrius Flannery was aware. She signed him to be a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. She had...
Question. Now, let me direct your attention to your understanding of how it is that you were to perform your duties. What were you told by either Mr. Cromer or other agents that you were supposed to do?
Answer. Basically that they would set up for me for Hispanics, that I would either go pick up money or drugs and bring it back or make phone calls. Well, when we met to discuss would I stay on board, I asked what would I have to do. And I was told just what I just advised you in regards to the Hispanics. And that's when I said okay. And can I get, if I get something big? He said, you'll get a lot of money. And I said, can I get Demetrius Flannery's time cut? And he said, we can work on that.
Notice, CS1, know that if she gets something big, a Hispanic, that will help her get a time cut. Not Cuffy, because at this time he's a washed-up drug dealer.
Let me ask you a question, Cuffy. At any time during the initial stages of your indictment involving this whole Tammy Cowins thing, did you talk to Big Meech, or did you send a message to Big Meech in any way to tell him or to alert him of what was going on?
We sent Big Meech certified mail. Big Meech set me up, and Tammy set me up with this thing in 2013. That's the last time I've heard from this.
Question. Okay, now, did there come a time in your relationship with Mr. Gatling and Mr. Suarez where the conversation turned to narcotics? Drugs?
CS1 answer. Yes.
Okay, approximately when was that time?
CS1 answer. I would say 2000 mid-year 2012.
Okay, so according to the paperwork, Tammy was dealing with Fidel and Cuffy in 2012. So why is Cuffy talking about he was in a sting in 2013? Sounds like dude just making shit up.
How can you explain this shit? So I never came out until 2018, right, until I got black and white. See, I never knew this role. I never knew this role until 2018, to the Franks hearing.
The transcript of the Franks hearing has been available since October 17, 2016. Why Cuffy is saying he didn't have any paperwork until 2018 doesn't make any sense.
We feel like he makes mistakes about dates on purpose, to throw people off the trail. But the paperwork is available for all of us to see.
And tell us what happened in the Franks hearing that really alerted you that Big Meech had a hand in this. What happened?
Well, CS1 Tammy Cowins testified that she became a government informant to give the Meeches Slinger a time cut. And we said, whoa.
Once again, we caught Cuffy in a lie. Tammy was recruited to be an informant. She didn't seek out this position to solely get Big Meech a time cut. While being recruited to be an informant, she was told that her target marks would be Hispanics, not blacks. So as a benefit to being an informant, she asked, will she able to get Big Meech a time cut if she caught something big? And the agent said, he will have to see about that. So, again, the agents approached her. She didn't approach them. Keep in mind that she asked for Big Meech time cut the same day they offered her the position. So, there's no way Big Meech could have known about this conversation. So again, Cuffy is lying.
You serious? So then she further testified that he was aware of the deal.
Okay. At any time did Mr. Flannery ask you to set up any drug transactions between Mr. Gatling and anyone?
No.
Was there any time, ma'am, during this period of time, that Mr. Flannery asked you to negotiate something, specifically between Fidel Suarez and Mr. Gatling?
No.
So, according to witness testimony, Big Meech didn't know anything about the deal.
Special Agent Keith Cromer testified that Flannery was aware of the deal. Flannery just wanted to make sure that his name wasn't in any court documents.
So that's some typical rat shit. I'm a rat and tell you everything you need to know. Just don't put me on blast.
Man, listen, man, this shit's simple, man. This shit ain't that complicated, man. 2013 called me. Yo, bro, what up? Yo, check this out. I got some good people, man. Yo, I got to get off this joint. Holla at Tammy. Let's get it.
So
that's how it started, man.
Well, Dionne asked me did I know anybody. Prior to the meeting he asked me if I knew anybody that he could get some work from. Basically they could front him some work, some drug transaction. And I said, well, I don't really know anybody but I'll think about it and let you know. And we had a further, Keith said, tell him you know somebody. Because I told him everybody I knew was locked up, I think is the wording that I used. And then Keith said, tell him you know a lady. And that's what I did, which was CS2.
So according to the paperwork, Tammy stopped fucking with Cuffy in 2012. And she testified that Cuffy called her looking for work, but Cuffy just said Meech called him in 2013. You see, that shit is all made up. His lies is catching up to him.
So
that's how it started, man.
You were, I talked to Blue earlier, and Blue said that when you came back in the day, when you came down, he gave you access to the Bentley, I believe it was. He said that when you were moving around, that you were moving around in part with Tammy in the attempt to kind of like sell the story. What was your relationship with Tammy as it relates to the BMF story and the life rights of Meech? What y'all was trying to do with that?
He introduced me to Tammy around 2009. My job was to procure a movie script. And so that's what we were working on. I told her that she needed to get his life rights and that I would get us a deal, which me and Louis Burrell did.
Now all of a sudden, Cuffy is saying that it was him that told Tammy to get the life rights from Big Meech. Listen again.
And so that's what we were working on. I told her that she needed to get his life rights and that I would get us a deal, which me and Louis Burrell did.
Let's stop there. Check back with us on a later date as we bring you guys part 3 of the lies that Cuffy is telling on Big Meech in his own words. And don't forget to like, share, and comment. See you soon.